Hey guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa, and I thought I would do another page of the mini album that we're working on using the Memoria Mini Album SVG cutting files. So today I thought we would do some fancy doors on one side and just some flips and pockets on the other side of a page. So for the first part of the page, we are going to need, well, for the page altogether, we're going to need to cut out both of these rectangle base pages, and then for the first side of the page, we are going to need 2 sets of the fancy doors. So I've cut out 2 sets of these doors. And then I've just cut some mats. So what we have here, I'll go over to the mats. I've cut 1 base page mat for this side of the page, and then I have cut the mats here for the doors. And I've actually cut those out of vellum so that we will be able to see through them to what's underneath. So I've cut all of that out, so I'll just put this to the side, and I have my 2 sets of doors, or my 4 doors right here. So the reason that I've got two sets is because I want to have one will be the front side, and then behind that I'll put the vellum. And then I will sandwich the vellum between that and this next one here, so that when you open it up, it looks nice from both sides and you can't see any glue or anything like that. So that's why I've used 2 sets. Also, it just makes the doors just that little bit more sturdy. Right, so I've cut my doors out of craft, but I feel like I want to make them a little more interesting. So what I'm going to do is cover each of the doors with this tarnished brass distress stain, so it will give it a little bit of a shine. And then I might just distress around the edges with my vintage photo with the distress tool. So I'm going to get out my mat for dirty stuff. Put my doors on there, and just going to shake up my distress stain. And then I'm just going to go around my doors, each one, with my distress stain and cover it with a bit of tarnished brass. So I'll just do that for each of these doors and let it dry. And I might even distress the edges while I'm away. And once that's all done, I'll come back and we'll be able to put the page together, and it'll be a pretty simple little page. So I'll see you again shortly. Hey guys, I'm back. So while I was away, I gave these 4 doors a little coat of this Tim Holtz distress stain in tarnished brass, and then once it was dry, I just went around the edges a little bit with my distress tool and a bit of vintage photo, and sort of just gave it a bit more definition as much as I could there. So I've done that with all of those doors. So now what I need to do is, for some of these doors, or the back ones, we don't need this tab here because it's just basically a sort of a mat on the other side. So we don't need this tab. So for 2 of them, I'm going to cut that tab off. So I'll just put those 2 aside. They're going to be our top ones. And then for these 2, I'm just going to cut this long tab off with my trimmer. So I'm just going to line up that score line, hopefully. Maybe move my hand over a little bit. My hands are absolutely filthy now. I'm covered in distress stain. I tried my best to get it off. Okay, that wasn't, I feel like I could have taken a smidge more off of that. Might make a difference to the folding. I might have to do that with my scissors. It's hard when I don't want to get my head in the way, so I'm doing my best to not lean over. Let's just, whoop, didn't go well. Stop moving. Okay, and I cut that one off too. Okay. Right, so those two do not have tabs and they're going to be our inside covers. So now but going back to the front ones, I want to put some door handles on there. So I have these Tim Holtz ring fasteners, so I'm going to give these a whirl, see how we go. So I've got 2 of these with the little split pin. Right, so then I'm going to find my pencil, and I just want to make sure I get this in a good spot because I don't have a lot of room to play with. Right, so basically just right there in the middle, I'm going to punch a little hole. And I'm going to do them both at the same time. So I'm going to line them up like that. So they'll both be in the same spot. Grab my little leather punch with the tiny little hole. It's really good for split pins and brass, and punch through there. I think if you had a crocodile, it does the same thing, but I don't have a crocodile. But I do have one of these. Just didn't quite go through that one. Okay. So now I can just attach my little doorknobs here. There we go, there's one. And I just want to make sure that the split pin goes up and down and doesn't sort of poke out too much. Like that one should be pretty good. Make sure it's nice and flat. And then the same with this one. Poking through here. This is pretty simple little page. Don't need too many pieces, but I think it looks cute when it's done, so. And then we've got that one there like that, so that's good. Lovely. Cute. Okay, so then I'm going to take my mats, and I've cut my mats in vellum this time. So I can attach those underneath each one of those. And you could do anything else that you wanted to. You could just use pattern paper if you wanted to. I have also done it using acetate or transparency. So let me just show you. This is an album that I just made recently for my son. And somewhere in here I've used these doors. I could do a flip through this if at some stage if anyone was interested. So this is using my SVG cutting files. I've just upsized it so that it's a much bigger album. So somewhere in here, there you go. There's those doors there, and with these ones I have used acetate or transparencies. So that's an example of that, like that. So there's that giant photo album. I made this for my son for his photos from when he recently went backpacking in Europe. And I've only just finished it, but so we haven't got around to putting the photos in yet. But I might do a flip through video so I can show you some different kind of layouts and that sort of thing. So that's that album. Okay, so I'll just put that aside. Huge album. I'll go back to these doors. So this time we're going to use the vellum. So all I'm going to do is just run around here with some glue and stick it on. So I've tried doing this with PVA glue before, and I find it sort of buckles the vellum a little bit. So I'm going to try using this fabric glue from Helma. Have I already said that? I can't remember, I'm sorry if I have. Nothing wrong with my short-term memory. So I'll just run around here. Make sure there's a bit around there. Now I know it's going to seep out a little bit, or it's likely to seep out a little bit, so fingers crossed that we don't get too much on our actual vellum. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was in range. So, oh, come over a bit. Oh, I've done a terrible job. Let's try again. Okay. Stick it down. Stick it down. Okay. Right, that's that one. Glue off my fingers. Have a look. Oh yeah, that looks good. A little bit of glue in there. Probably I'm the only one who would be able to tell. Oh, that's good. So while we're at it, we'll just take one of these and line that up, see if it lines up okay. Try. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue around this one now. And make sure I get a bit around here so that it sticks nicely where that brad is. So I've included the mats as SVG cutting files as well, so that it's nice and easy to mat the pages. But there's nothing to say that you couldn't just cut your main elements out of your scrapbook paper. I know that people often do that. I really like the look of the mats, but you know, you can do it either way. Okay, so now I'm just going to try and line this one up on here without getting glue everywhere. It's looking pretty good. When I'm happy with that, I'll just flatten it out. So now it's got a nice finish on that inside bit there as well, which looks great. Okay, so there's one door, and I do feel like that's going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, I should have trimmed that a little bit more along there, I feel. I wonder if I can do it with my scissors. I'm not very good. I'm not very handy with the scissors. Let's just leave that for a minute and do this one. Alright, so I'll run a little glue along here to stick the mat down to this first door. Definitely a bit around that brad, which just moved. Close there. Slide that little brad back, and then place the mat down on top. Very good. And this one now, I think I will have a little trim with my scissors on this one, because I think this one was the worst one actually. So I'm just gonna trim. My dog's just walked into the room and she's making funny noises at me because I believe it might be dinner time. So I'm getting the hurry up. Okay, I think that's better. Should have done that with the other one. Might be able to go back and wiggle around with the scissors to do it. So now I'm just going to glue around here. Just like that. And lay that one down on here so we have a nice finish. Sorry, I'm just going to have to turn this around so I can see it. Right, there and there. Across there. Oh, I think that looks pretty neat. How cute is that little door? Bit of glue on there. Get off glue. Okay, so that's that door. Fantastic. Now that one folds much better if we burnish that down. Lovely. Now let's go back and have a look at this one. Now I feel like I'm going to have to see if I can just shave a little sliver off here. I didn't trim it well enough on the trimmer. So I'll just bend this little flap back and cut off any of the excess that I can see. And it's literally a millimetre. And I think that should make all the difference. So now it felt better. Yeah, that's good. So I just needed to be a little more precise with my cotton. Okay, so there's our two doors. Aren't they cute? So now we can put those down on the page. Don't have, okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's the base page. And we don't need this side tab here because we're just going to use the top and bottom tab to stick it together. So I will just quickly trim this long tab off. Just like that. Again, feel like I didn't do that very straight. So I'll just cut that little sliver off. Okay. And this is why cutting files are so good for me, because can you imagine if I can't cut a tab off straight, how well I do cutting out a whole page. Okay, so this is going to be our page, and I'm going to stick the doors on, and my choice is going to be to actually stick them on the page rather than using those tabs on the side, because I just feel like it makes the edge a little less bulky and makes the doors fit together just that little bit more. So I'm just going to put some glue across here. Just like that. And then line this up on the side, side, and pull it together, make sure it's lined up at the top and the bottom. Beautiful. Open it up and push, just burnish that down so that the glue really sticks, and burnish that down. And there's our first door. So pretty. So now I can do the same with the second door. See how they just fit really nicely just there? Okay. So a bit of glue on here. Right. And then same thing, just going to line it up along the side. Make sure I'm happy with it sitting right on the edge and on the top and bottom. Ooh. That's the thing about this glue. It does give you a couple of minutes, you know, a little second of wiggle room, which is good. Okay, that's good. Alright, so let's open that up. Burnish this one. Make sure the glue really sticks. And there's one door on that side. Okay, so there's our 2 doors. Look at those. Okay, now I don't have very many magnets, hardly any at all. But I'm hoping that I can just use one of these little basic grey magnets that I have behind both of those to make it stick. So I'm just going to grab a little piece of paper. This bright yellow one should do the trick. And I'm just going to put a little mark here, so that's basically where it's going to go. So if I put that on there, and then that on there, and then close it. It is sticking there. I'll move it over a touch. How's that? Where is it? I don't want to have to use 2 magnets. Right, wait. Slide it over even more like that. How's that? I think that'll be better. Still not fabulous. That's what you get for being tight. So what I'm going to do, maybe that polarity is better. No, I don't think it is. I think it was better that way. Well, you know what? I'll give it a go, and if the magnet doesn't do the trick, then I don't know, we'll work something else out. But I want my magnet to go right there, I feel. Oops. Oops. Oh, come on. Right there, okay? Oh, yeah, there. I'm just going to draw a bit of a circle around there. Okay, and then I'm going to, it looks like I have to put some glue down because it wants to be that other way up. So I don't know how well this one magnet's going to work. I'm not sure that being tight like this is entirely the right way to go about it, but you know. So I'm going to stick my little magnet down on there. And then I'm just going to put the mat over the top. Yeah. And if the magnet doesn't work, I don't know. We'll think of something else. I was thinking about putting a little seam binding on there anyway, so I guess I could do that. Or, I don't know. We can work it out later. Alright, so I'm just going to put my pretty pattern paper over the top like that, which I think looks pretty spiffin. Yeah. Stick it down. I like to just give it a bit of a burnish, make sure that it's well stuck. Are you going to work, magnet? Sort of. One door stain. And that door. Oh, sort of hanging in there. That's okay. I like that. That looks so pretty. Look at that. I love how you can see that pretty flowery paper through it. Oh, cute. All right. So that's one side done. Now, one side of this page done. Now, I might just get the next bits ready for the next page and feed the hound, and then I'll be right back and we can do the back of this page. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. All right. Okay, so I'm back and I have fed the hound and I have got all the pieces ready for our next page, or the back of this page. So we've done our cute little doors and I just think they're adorable. So I'm just going to put that to the side and we'll have a look at the back of this page, what we need. So put this over here and I'll show you what I have already cut out. So I've already cut it out, I've already folded all the score lines, and I have also already distressed around the edges with vintage photos. So to start with, we have this bit here, which is the back of the rectangle base page. So we have one of those that we have already cut out, and then from here, have we cut out anything from this page? No, I don't think we have. Oh, we have, sorry. I've cut out two of these little small rectangle pockets. So they're just tiny little rectangle pockets. So we've got two of those. So I'll just put those here. And then on the next page, we have cut out two of these small pockets, which we're actually going to use as flips today. So I've cut out two of those, and then I've also cut out two of these, which are not that one, sorry, it is this one here, which is a pocket. It would normally go on the bottom of a page like this, but today we're going to use it as a flip. So I've cut out two of those, and I've cut out three of these little bottom pockets here. So I've got three of those. Then I've also cut out all the mats for these pieces. So I have two little mats here for these ones because they are going to be pockets. So I've got two of those. I've cut out four of these square mats. So, sorry, we'll go over to the mats, shall we? So this one here is these little mats here, and then we have a mat for the base page. I forgot to show you that one. So I've got a mat for the base page here. Then we have four of this square mat here, which we're going to use today, and that's going on the little square ones, which are they can be pockets or they can be flips. Where did I put those? Right underneath, those two. So we're going to use those as flips. So we'll have mats on for each side of those. And I have these pockets here that we cut out, three of those. I've got the three mats cut for those. And then we have, I think it might be this one here. I've cut out four of those. So I've got all of the mats and all of the pieces to go. Now we can just decide how we're going to put it all together. So I'll start with my base page, and my plan was to have a pocket on the bottom of my base page, like that, and then I was going to use these as flips and things, but let's start with, I might need to just burnish that a bit flatter. I think for this page I can put down my mat first. It's just easier to do it like that than trying to slide it into the pocket. Well, at least it is for me. So I'll just put this mat down, and then we can start building the page on top. And all our little pockets. So I've cut all of these straight out of the SVG file. Super easy. So there we go, and then I can put my little pocket straight on top. Last little tab. You don't have to use wet glue, you can use double-sided tape, or you could probably use an ATG if you had one. I like this glue and don't have an ATG, so of course I do get gluey fingers a lot. So I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm just going to stick that down. Okay, so then I'm going to use these little square ones as flips today, coming from one side. So I'm going to keep one tab and cut 2 of them off for those 2. And these ones, I want them to be flips coming from this side, I think. So I'm going to cut the long tab and one of these off. And you know, because I'm so bad at remembering, I'm going to mark the ones that I want to cut off, because then I get talking and I forget and cut the wrong ones off. So I'll just get out my little trimmer and cut these bits off. So I'm just lining up the score line that my Cricut has already put on there for me, thanks to the little scoring tool that comes with it. And I'm just going to cut those off. So the reason I left the tabs on, I can't remember if I've already told you, if I'm repeating myself or not, is just to make each piece a little bit more versatile, so that you know, you can do all sorts of different things with one piece. It can be a pocket or a flip. It can flip from the top or the bottom or the side, whatever you want to do. So cutting that long one off and the side one. And the same with this one. Last little bit. There we go. I'll put that aside, and I might just bring in my distressing tool and just quickly go down that edge there where I've just trimmed those bits off, so that it looks a bit better. Look, I marked that one to cut it off and I still managed to get it wrong. I'm not happy with my trimming there, so I'm just gonna slide along here with my scissors and neaten that up a bit. And this one. Okay, so here's my idea. I'm going to put, move all this aside. I'm going to put one of these on here, on that side, and one above. So I'll stick those on. And once you've cut the pieces out, it just all goes together so quickly and easily. I'm just going to line that up. Make sure so it's lined up with the bottom. I'm just going to arrange that bit there. And I'm going to do the same with this one on top. Maybe bit more. Probably too much now. I'll line that one up with the top. Just turn it around so I find it a bit easier to do it like that. Line that up. Flatten it out. And just finish the back of it. Make sure it's really stuck down there. Okay, so there's the flip here. Like that. And look, I haven't distressed around here at all either. So thought I was so organised, but apparently not so much. Never mind, I can do that later. So then these two, I want to come from this side. I've just done the same thing here as well. And no, I didn't trim very well down there. Okay. So I would like to have this one coming from this side. And then this one coming from this side. So a bit of glue on here. And slide it in. Line it up with the bottom. Make sure I'm happy with that. I'm going to put this one over the top and make sure that I'm happy that they fit together well. I feel like it needs to come down a smidge to line up. Like that. Beautiful. I'll just turn that over and burnish it on. Squish my glue around, get it on my fingers, and then I'm going to do the same with this top one. Like this. Line it up with this one here. I can always trim the top off a bit if I have to, which I think I will have to because my trimming wasn't very straight. You see that whole little sliver across the top. Can't talk. Which I will do in a minute. I'll slide that over there. Now, if I had trimmed that better, that would have fit perfectly. But obviously my trimming skills leave a bit to be desired. Okay, so that's my little flips. Now, on the front, I want to put these pockets on each one of these little flips on the front. So before I do that, I might put some mats on. So I'll put this mat on here. And line that up, slide it on. That's pretty good. And this one. Slide this one on. Push it over a smidge. And then I'm going to just burnish my folds a little bit here. This is really quite thick card. I'm not sure that I would use it again this time, next time, because it's not laying quite as flat as I would like it to. But that's okay. I'll just stick it under a book or something heavy for a bit, and it will get trained into shape so that it's flat. So then I'm just going to pop this little pocket on the bottom here. So I'm just going to line it up with the bottom. There and there. Happy with that. So just try not to get glue everywhere. And just burnish that down, make sure that the glue is making contact. And the same with this one. on here. And same again, it's going to slide that on the bottom of this little flip. I'm just going to move this one out of the way so I can see the bottom a bit more clearly. Lay that down, might have that one too. Lay that one down nice and flat. Sorry if I'm moving out of frame. Just make sure, yeah, it looks good. So I'll just do that there. And then I will put the mats on those little bottom pockets there. Easy peasy. Again with glue all over my fingers. You can sort of rub this glue off and it sort of just balls up and disappears, which is really good. Can't say the same for on my fingers. It's sort of, I don't know, I always seem to have glue on the fingers. And then this one. I'll just flip this over again so I can see a bit better. Okay, so that's that. So what I might do now is I'll just go off camera and ink cut these bits on the backs of these here that I forgot to do, and also just trim up that little top section off here that I didn't trim very well on the trimmer. So I'll do that and then I'll come back and we'll just finish matting it together and putting it all together with the other side of the page. So I'll be back again in a minute. Okay, so I have just distressed around the edges of these bits that I'd forgotten to. So now we just need to mat these and this side of the page is done. So here's my mat for this little bottom pocket. And I'll just put a bit of glue on there. And squish it down. And I'm going to put a little mat on here. And I don't think there's a direction, which is good. Just slide that one on there, pop it down. So for this one, like this. And then I wanted to put these tiny little pockets on here, so I'll just burnish those flat. And here. And this one. As I say, I have already burnished them, but this cardstock's so thick. I haven't used this brand before. I may not use it again. It'd be good for the inserts and tags though, because it is a bit thicker. It will stop those from being too flimsy. So I'll just pop one of these on here, down the bottom. Just going to line that up. Get glue off my fingers again. Pop that one down. A little squash with my bone folder. And the same for this one. I'll just flip this one over so that I can see the bottom of this one a bit more clearly. Shake my glue. So I bought another container of this glue the other day, and then I stopped off for the afternoon actually to see my sister and my nephews, and I left the glue in the car, which was fine, but it leaked. It didn't leak too much, it didn't leak in my car, I just did a little bit in the bag, but the smell of the glue was so strong. As soon as I opened my car door, my sister was like, "Oh, what is that smell?" So I had to drive home. It's quite a long drive home from my sister's with the glue smell in the car. Luckily, it doesn't bother me. I'm pretty used to it. It's a smell that I associate with doing things I enjoy, so it didn't bother me at all. But it was funny the way she reacted. So there we go, got two little pockets. Don't they look cute? Okay, and then I've got some mats for those. Yeah. I didn't mean to choose the same paper. Never mind. By the time it's all been embellished and decorated, sometimes you can't really tell too much what paper is there, because it doesn't draw your eye quite so much. I don't think it's going to be too easy for me to decorate and embellish this one because I don't have anything that came with the paper line except a few stickers, which I'm not even sure if I'll use. Okay, so there's our little pockets there, cute. And on this side, I'm going to put the mats on here, so I've already cut those out from the file and just stressed around the edge. So now all I have to do is stick them down. One. And the second one. There we go. So I haven't put any pockets on here. I was thinking maybe we could put a little tuck spot or something on those, or just leave them. I'm not sure yet, but you know, that's a really nice size for a photo, so I'm hesitant to do anything too much there. Okay, so then we just need to fold that down and burnish it, because it's a little bit thicker on that fold now with that pocket and this one. So I just need to put the mats on those. So, oh, nearly did it the wrong way around. Slide that on. Beautiful. And last one. Did I just get the glue on the front? No, I think I'm okay. And this one, I thought this was a nice little spot too for photos, so I haven't put any pockets here, but you could do anything you wanted. So that's that page there, all those flips there with the little pockets on the inside. I think we'll come along and do all the flips and things, all the inserts for these later. So it flips up there and closes there, and there's that side. So these are a bit floaty, and I don't have any magnets. So, but I did pick up some of these little Velcro, they're like Velcro dots. So maybe a Velcro dot on those would help it to stay down. I might do that. Right, so we need it's the furry ones and right. So I think I'll put the furry ones on this side because they're a little bit easier to see than the clear ones. So furry one on here. Oop, come off. Right, and it's stuck on my finger. And I was thinking I'll just sort of line it up with sort of where that, that's about halfway there. Whoop, come on, get off my finger. There we go. A bit of glue stuck on it, push that down. Yeah, see that, you can hardly see that at all on this paper, so that's really good. Happy with that. And then I'll put another one on the one on top. And hopefully these guys will hold the flats closed a little bit more, make it a little bit flatter. Put that one on there. Again, stuck to my finger. There we go. Okay, and then I'll just get two of the little clear ones. The other side. And I'm going to get it off my finger and put it upside down on there so the sticky bit's on top, which is why it won't get off me. And the same for this next one. Oh, I hope these stick well because I like them. They're really small and unobtrusive, you know. You can't see them, so that'll be nice. Okay, so now I'm just going to flip this over on here and squash it down. It holds well. And I'll do the same with this one. Squash it down. Okay, now let's see if they open. Oh, that's lovely. Beautiful. And I'll open it up like that. And we've got this big pocket here, so we can have big inserts and all sorts of things in there if we want to. Fantastic. It's not quite as a rewarding sound as the magnets click, but that's good. So that's that page. And once we decorate it and do some things to it, I think that'll look fabulous. But right now, we can pop it onto the back side of our door page. So I'll just flip it over. And this is the one with the tabs across it. So I'll just put some glue on those. Might need to swap over to my new glue bottle. This shaking is getting a bit annoying. And same down here. And then it's just a matter of sticking them together. I always try to remind myself to check and make sure that they're both the same way up because, you know, clearly I've done that once or twice, stuck them upside down once or twice before. So I'm just going to line up that top and bottom of the page, squash it flat, make sure I'm happy with where it's sitting sideways. Looks pretty good to me. And that's it. Just make sure that that's squashed down nicely. Okay, so there's our first, there's one side of the page that we've done with pockets here and here, and we can put some inserts in those, little tags and things. Flip it over, there's space there for more decorations and photos, as well as here. And then we open this up and we've got two tiny little pockets here and a big one there. Then we close that up. And then flip over and we've got our beautiful little doors that open up. Oop. And has space for a big photo there. Fantastic. I think that's going to look sensational. Fantastic. Okay, thanks for watching today, and I hope you come back and watch the next pages being created using my Memoria SVG cutting files. I'll put a link to my Etsy store in the description box, as well as all the a link to all the other videos in this series, and I will see you soon. Feel free to subscribe and like, and yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye bye.